Active listening is something we do in Happy Crew every week. It's something that is part of the fabric of what we incorporate. Active listening is the essential tool for communication and for really forming connection. Because the first step of active listening is to repeat back everything you hear someone say to you. What did you guys think when you first heard that?
It's kind of weird at first, and you think like, should I really be doing that? Like, you think it's would feel awkward in a conversation. But when you do it more and more, it feels more and more natural.
Okay.
And it's weird because, like, you don't think that someone wants to hear exactly what they just said back.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I think that at first it's just the most uncomfortable thing ever. Like, you just feel like the person's thinking, like, are they deaf? Like, did they repeat this to me? But I just know that, like, when you're doing it, you just feel so much more connected with the person.
Okay. What about you, Nathan? How do you feel about repeating back?
Definitely awkward, but it leads to deeper conversations, so.
Okay. So it's worth it. Have you guys experienced like that awkwardness for you? Oh man, this is so weird. But the other person, did they pick it up or what was their response to you?
It doesn't seem like they feel like it's awkward at all. They just feel like appreciative of the conversation. If they confide in you more, they give more details, they want to tell you more. They don't back away. It's not awkward for them.
It's a crazy thing that you can say exactly what they said and they're like, "Oh, yeah. Thank you for understanding me." You're like, "Thank you." All right. What kind of impact has it made in your like friendships or your relationships or even talking with a teacher or a family member? Like, what are the benefits of active listening for you guys in real time?
I think it definitely lets you have deeper, more understanding conversations where like it feels not as one-sided.
Okay.
And it feels like you're really talking and actually listening to each other instead of just talking and saying, like, here's what I did today, you know?
Like a data dump for everybody.
Uh-huh.
How about you, Nathan?
Yeah, like, when you meet a mutual friend or something, active listening always, like, helps you understand the person more, and then eventually you could build relationships.
I know you're starting a club at school, and you're writing curriculum, and you're really putting yourself into that. So when people come to you and ask, what is this about? Do you think active listening will be an important part of, like, streamlining the whole process?
Yeah, definitely. So, like, if it's just like a shallow conversation, they're not going to know that much about the club, I guess.
Yeah.
And then if we do active listening, we feel like deeper into it.
Awesome.
See what it's really about.
Yeah. Awesome.
And there's a lot of, like, respect that comes with it if you active listen. Like, if you're good at communicating, like, people will respect you as, like, a leader.
Yeah. I think one of the places for active listening with me that really, really impacts it is in a contentious conversation. Like if I'm really wanting you to understand what I'm trying to say and you're really wanting me to understand your point, and then it becomes that, no, you need to hear, no. And I mean, that happens to all of us, right? We get into those spaces. And I think one way to really pull back from that and to calm that down and to have a productive conversation with anybody is to be able to say, I'm hearing you say to me this. I'm hearing you say to me, Mom and Dad, my grades, you would like them to be better. Yes, that's what I want. Okay, I also would like them to be better. But I'm telling you I'm doing my very best. And my very best is a B, not an A, or a C, not a B. And then, you're on the same track with your parents. Yes, we both want me to do my best. My best may not be the same as you think. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it can help bring that conversation down. Like, I'm understanding that you want me to do well because you love me, and it's important that I do my best. And I want to do that, too. Well, then you're on the same page instead of arguing, or with a friend or with a significant other. We're just going to do a little dramatization of active listening because it helps to be able to see what we're talking about.
Grace, what's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal, I really like cats.
Oh my god, no way. I like cats, but my favorite animal is definitely going to be like a grasshopper because they're they're insects, and those are really cool because they're all over the place. And like cats are pretty common, which like isn't as cool as grasshoppers, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, let's active listen.
Grace, do you have a favorite animal?
I think my favorite animal is probably a cat.
Oh really? You like cats? Do you have one?
I do have a cat.
Oh my god, what's your cat's name?
His name is Binks. He's a Maine Coon cat.
Really? What do Maine Coon cats look like? Like, are they extra fluffy?
They're fluffy, they're big, they kind of have like lynx tufts on their ears.
Oh,
Really
wow.
cool cats.
That's so cool. Where did you get him?
We got him up at a breeder in Wyoming.
Oh, no way. Was that a
Yeah.
long drive?
It was a long drive. Took a while to get him, but worth it.
Do you like Wyoming?
I like Yellowstone is cool.
Oh, really? Have you been to Yellowstone
I
like
have.
several times?
I've been once. It's pretty cool. But have you been to Wyoming?
I have not been to Wyoming.
Yeah, the rest of it's pretty boring, so you're not missing out on a lot.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys. Sorry to anybody in Wyoming.
I definitely have been to Wyoming. I don't know why I said no.
So the really important thing about active listening is to keep repeating those phrases and pulling out more and more and more information. This was a sweet conversation about a cat. And those are great conversations because then you start to get to know someone. What I also love is just the questions and the enthusiasm and being present. That's such a key piece of communication, staying with it, right? Anything else you guys think is really important about active listening?
I just think it's a really good like communication skill. Like if you can active listen, it'll benefit you in more ways than just talking to like a friend or like helping a friend in need. It will let you have more mature conversations, especially with people like bosses or teachers. Like being able to be on the same page and communicate well is like the most important piece.
Okay. Have you guys ever used active listening to help a friend who is super experiencing a lot of anxiety, just like really struggling? How can active listening impact that situation?
I feel like it helps them break down their walls. Like when you're trying to share something, the more that you hear the common words back, the more normalized it feels. Like if you're really scared to mention that you're struggling with anxiety and they just keep talking about it like it's no big deal, it just tensions don't feel so heightened anymore.
Yeah. Awesome. It lowers tension and it normalizes the conversation.
I think it helps for them to know that you're really listening. So when they're ranting, if they're ranting about something they're anxious or worried or upset about, you can say like, oh, that really sucks that blah, 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 blah happened. And they know that you're listening and you're hearing and you're really understanding the situation. And that makes them just feel so much more heard and not like they're ranting to a brick wall who's just going like, yeah, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, that sucks, yeah, you know?
Yeah. It keys you in. And it really validates them. Like, you're valid, I'm listening. I'm going to keep listening.
And I'm listening, I'm hearing how much that sucks.
Yeah. That's hard. What about you?
It lets the person know that you're really there for them. And like that you're there with like helping them too.
Yeah. Like you care, right? Okay. So it lets them know you're there. It lets them know you're going to listen. It validates them. They're not just ranting and raving at a brick wall. Yeah, it opens doors. It continues communication. It destigmatizes all that mental health stuff. Okay, cool.